number.
Contract number.
Yeah. Okay.
Your
So.
ID number.
So is reason a must to be written on the notice?
No.
No, yeah. No, it's not a must.
Yeah.
It's not a must to write your reason. But then as you guys said, both parties' name, the last working day, and then date of the notice letter, usually will be written on the notice. And you have to keep proof of that letter as well. Remember, actually everything you have to keep proof. So just to bear in mind that.
Actually, how many copies? Immigration copy, employer copy, employees copy.
Yeah.
3 copies.
Yes, but better to keep more copies just in case you lost it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, does your employer have to? But does your employer have to agree to your resignation?
It doesn't matter.
My
Right.
experience, no, she did it, but I go straight to the immigration and I submit my resignation letter.
Yeah.
I write it, she refused to receive.
Mm.
I don't know. Because that was on the spot resignation.
Yeah. So, but then we talk about 1 month notice, right?
Yes.
Can that period be shortened or lengthened?
No.
Can be
Shorten.
shortened.
How? Cannot be lengthened?
Can be shortened.
So how about lengthening?
Can be lengthened. Let's say, for example, she had another, the second one. And then that 1 month you haven't, you already finished the 1 month, but the new helper not yet
Haven't
comes,
come,
right?
yeah.
She will ask for another 1 or 2 weeks more.
Yeah,
As
right.
long as your visa is still more than enough covered, it depends on how you
Agree, right?
Yes,
Yes,
agree.
exactly. You guys have to agree so that period can actually be shortened or lengthened.
It depends on the situation.
Yes, exactly.
Excuse me, what if you submitted already in the immigration that you got your visa on that day?
Yes.
It can be lengthened.
So we'll talk about later, which is about the variation of the contract. Yes.
Well, I think that question a simple answer. If you already submit to the immigration that you will terminate your contract on that day, then you need to tell immigration that you are going to extend. If you want to inform immigration,
Yes.
okay. One more question. Resignation, 1 month notice letter. Does it need to be sent to immigration?
Yes, need
Yes,
to
we
submit
inform
Why? Who say you need to?
the resignation. Because 3 copies, right? Immigration, employer, and the employer.
Who
must-
say that? Who say that?
The employer should
Them?
agree. Yun ang sinapasanayan natin.
Oh, na meron
Hindi
sila.
natin kailangan.
Kailangan daw.
We used to do that. But that's
Oh,
on our
oh,
visa.
oh.
Necessary visa.
Yeah, that's why we're going to show this.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Notice letter is not the same as notification to immigration. It's 2 different things.
2 different things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think this is notice letter? Do you guys see that?
What things?
Oh.
Five.
Five.
Fine, yeah.
Five.
Is that a notice letter? Who do you have to give the notice to?
Your employer.
The employer.
An immigration.
For this form, who do you give it to?
Immigration.
Yes, exactly. So this is not a notice, remember.
Yeah.
If you only give this and not the notice, you have to pay your 1 month wages back to your employer.
Yes.
Yes. So remember that. So there's a case, well actually this in the PowerPoint as well, but I will share it with you guys. So one of the worker wants to resign and she doesn't give the notice letter to her employer, but she only gives this notice to the immigration, thinking that that is the notice she has to give. And she put the last day of work as the day of giving this notice to the immigration department, and it ended up that she has to pay back 1 month wages to the employer because she doesn't actually give the notice to her employer. She just notified the immigration department. Yeah.
So that means it's useless. She still need to pay 1 month.
Yeah, right. So remember notice letter and notification to the immigration department.
Right.
That's 2 things.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think I asked you guys last time, and someone did mention, like, answer correctly about this issue. Is that every situations need to be given notice to terminate the contract?
Okay.
Is it a must to give notice to terminate a contract in every situation?
Yes.
No. What if it's in case of emergency? You still have.
For example,
For example.
Just only say that.
for example, physical abuse.
Yes.
Yes.
Friend, yes.
And then you're in fear of being abused, for example, then you don't have to give notice.
Yeah.
So this will be talked about next lesson as well, which is about the constructive or summary dismissal.
Yeah, constructive termination.
Yes.
Due to that.
So in class 12, as you can see this form, just now we'll talk about that. You have to notify the immigration department about your termination within 7 days of date of termination. So we'll use this form, remember. This is not a notice. So,
Where to get that?
oh, you can actually, yeah, there are many ways. Agent, your employer, from the website, you can download it as well. The most important day is to inform the immigration department about your last working day because it affects your visa status.
Yes.
Yes. And do you know whether you have to? Do you know whether this form has to be signed by both your employer and you?
Yes.
Yes, it has to be signed.
Mm.
So what if your employer put down the reason that you're disobeying her instructions and you're dirty? Then will you sign it?
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sign it. It's not
Right? Right. So it doesn't have to be signed by both parties. This notification to the immigration department.
Sorry, a question.
Mm.
So let's say I have no means to get this form. I cannot download it from the internet. I cannot get it from the agent. Can I see it from the internet and then I write it down with handwriting and then send it to immigration?
You have to have the form. Then you can go to Christian Action to help you.
Can give you the form.
Yes,
Christian Action, they do a lot of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the
Ask
standard
for-
form.
yeah.
But actually, you can directly get it from immigration. You can ask for immigration.
Yes.
Or you can download that
Just
from the
go.
internet.
Just go to the immigration department.
Download that from the internet.
Yeah, you can send it down.
Download it.
Yeah, and you can't just write every details on a blank paper. That's the form you have to submit to the immigration department. The formality thing.
Yes.
It is a standard form.
Yeah, exactly. So, in class 13, we talk about the home leave, which means you have to go back to your place of origin and then come back to activate your new employment visa. So you have to take the home leave after the end of your contract and before you start your new contract. Unless you actually get approval from the immigration department to defer this home leave. So do you guys know whether home leave and annual leave is the same thing?
No. Is this?
Yeah. Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh.
Why?
Why do you think it's the same thing?
Differ.
No, I'm
Different.
asking why
It's different. Your annual leave is different from the home leave. Home leave is when you sign a contract, you must go home 1 year before the visa, right? But your annual leave, you've been working for 2 years, you get your annual leave for 14 days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes?
Pag-break contract.
that's seven,
But, yeah.
7 days for 1 year.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Right.
I was just only thinking about that every 2 years as annual leave.
Oh, no, that's a different thing. But then, usually your employer will send you back to your home country to fulfill both your annual leave and your home leave. That's the practice, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And does your employer have to pay for that? Pay for your air ticket, for
As
example.
far as I
Yes.
know,
Yes.
they should. That's you're right. You need to pay for your own.
Yeah, which cost?
So I don't choose that. Actually, that's why I don't know what's home leave. I just wait for the annual leave, so it's free.
Do you know now what is home leave?
Yeah.
So what is it? What is it? Can you
So
explain?
it's 1 year. You need to.
What do you mean by 1 year?
Every year if you want to go home for home leave for 7 days, but you need to pay for the airfare.
Who tell you must go home?
Nobody tell me.
Nobody
I must
tell
go.
you.
But it's my
If you
choice
don't want,
if I
if
go.
you don't want to go, then what will you happen?
Nothing. I just use
You need to
the
continue to join the class.
my practice is I just want to use the 7 days only, right, for 1 year. So I wanted to use it for annual, so I can go 2 weeks. I can go for 2 weeks.
So you mean you wait until you finish 2 years?
Yes.
Then you can take 2 years annual leave at the same time.
Yes.
But that is not what I'm asking.
Oh.
So home leave. Yeah, home leave is because your visa says you must